The verdict is in. The verdict is in for the critics when it comes to the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie, aka the pre-Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie, Mutant Mayhem. It got a 90 plus rating. I think it's 95 or 97 or 96. Oh, good lord. Well, this gets into the war of the critics where I'm like, sometimes the critics know what they're talking about, and other times the critics don't know what they're talking about. And there's just things that critics look into while the moviegoers look at something in another perspective. I would say in this case, they're looking at all the graphics and all that stuff, not exactly like the humor and stuff like that, which that's the problem. The problem is the humor. When it comes to Rogan and all of the superhero ones that he did, which he only got one outing, which was Green Hornet. Green Hornet never really had any jokes in it. Not as much as what he just fucking did to that movie, which, good lord, that's why he's like, never again with no superhero movies at all. Well, technically there's one that he could do, but I don't think he's going to be willing to do it, which is The Mask. That might be the only one he might be getting okay with. That might be the only one I'm like, okay, it's goofy and everything. It's what you want to do. Give him a mask. That'll be a good one. We're cool with that. But they're like, okay, we gave him the keys to Invincible live action, and we gave him the keys to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And it's like, you guys are total idiots. Let me just say, I would hope it makes a 75%. That's what I'll give it, a 75% on Rotten Tomatoes. So it can get a sequel, and a sequel will be good. But we don't want it to the point where it's like he's doing everything he did in the prequel, well, in this movie, in the sequel. Where it's like, yeah, that's the real issue. Because you're like, oh, I made them teenagers. It's like, no, you dipped so hard, you made them not teenagers, but preteens. You needed to pull back just a little bit, but nope, he made them pre-teenagers. And what's worse is that they're not even ready for training, which is like, yeah, but it looks like in the first movie of the original Ninja Turtles, that first bout that they ever had, the one when they saved April, that was their first battle ever. And it's like, oh. It's like, yeah, but the thing is that no one got stabbed. They didn't do friendly attack on each other. Where it's like, well, it wasn't their first. It's like, yeah, but they decided to do training up on the roof, and it's like in public, and it's like, what the fuck? Why? No, you go down there and you freaking train. What the fuck? Come out there when you're ready. Instead, it's like, nope, they came out before they were really truly ready. They're most likely getting forced to be ready versus they're ready. They just didn't know exactly how ready they really are, which they're ready. Because even Raphael was able to take on many of them all by himself, except for one person that didn't get knocked the fuck out. Talking about the original movie, of course. And then, of course, well, they got overwhelmed. And it's like, oh, yeah, but they were holding their own. The only messed up part is that Raph wasn't there to help them, and well, you know, two idiots with freaking axes. Yep. But either way, I believe that this movie might be good in a sequel form when everything's all done and now we get to see what's next and that they're actually ready versus they're getting ready, they're forced to get ready, and here's them coming to their own versus they already should have been already on their own. It's like, geez, so I have to wait for the sequel to even get something good and watch the first movie as a prequel if I ever want to. So I was like, yeah, that's the messed up part. But he needs to turn down the preteen thing. He needs to actually get rid of that little aspect because we're not there to watch Teenage Ninja Turtles. We're there to see the Mutant Ninja Turtles, the turtles in this. The teenager is just, you know, part of it. It's like, and he made it like fool of it. It's like, that's messed up. Basically, think of it like this. When it comes to free samples, or a person doesn't dip the full chip into the dip and he got like a big glob of it. There's some people who like that, but in truth, some will just take a little bit of dip. That's it, just a little scoop. Even when it comes to free samples, they'll take a little scoop. They don't give you a big glob. It's like, yeah, it's like, no, fuck, no, they don't do that. Even when it comes to Ben and Jerry free samples, I'm pretty sure they won't be like, here's a small pint. There you go. The pint that's usually like $3 to $5. Yeah, you can have it. And it's like, they don't do that. That's going to make them lose money. So it's like, yeah, that's what you did. You made them two teenagers to where they are preteens, you know? It's like, you have to be, you have to be disciplined, but you shouldn't be turned up to the point where you're disciplined and you're military like. It's like, yeah, sir, yes, sir, I'm ready, sir. It's like, that's not what we really want here. It's like, we want you to be disciplined, but not to the point where it's like, you are trying to be a soldier. You're trying so hard that you're now a soldier type versus just you with discipline. It's like, yeah, that's the messed up part. So I really hope the movie does do well, but I'm not going to support the movie because they're pre-Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's dumb idea of being like, oh, it's a teen movie. It's like, you double dip so damn ass hard, it's not even funny. You dipped so hard into the teenage part, or it's more preteen than teenage. That's the worst part of it. So I do wish it well, but I don't really want it to get to the point where it's like, oh, it's 90%, 95% on the other side too. So he's like, oh, well, that means everything I did worked. So yes, we're going to still write them like this. And it's like, no, don't write them the teenage way you're doing right now. But everything else, I bet, will be okay. At least the good news is that this is them not being in training anymore, so there won't be friendly fire or family fire, and now you stabbed them in the freaking leg. Yeah, that really was a turn off. So I'm waiting for the sequel. I hope it does good, but I don't want it to do too good to the point where it's like they're just gonna rinse and repeat, make a sequel with all the stuff that they had in this prequel / this movie. I mean, might be good, but please make them actual teenagers this time and lessen the teenage stuff too. That'll be good.
Hold it, son. Wouldn't you rather have an exciting action figure?
Ah, but only Batman fits in my Batmobile.